It's been a long time since I've talked to people, so I'm quite nervous. But it's great to see you. I can't wait to move my mouth again after so long. I get up, I eat, I move around, I do daily prison stuff, and go to sleep again and repeat day after day. The only thing that drives me crazy is that I haven't been able to talk to anyone in these past few years. Because, as you know, I'm a serial talker. I haven't talked to anybody for the past few years, and I'm desperate to talk to somebody so that they can hear my story. I I cannot believe that I'm talking to you right now. It feels so strange. I hope this could last as long as forever. Miraculous, marvelous, alien, alone, lonely. I've always had this feeling since I was born. I was different from others. Everyone treated me like I was a special kid. I wouldn't even know what special means. What can I say? They were very strict to me. They were the ones that desperately wanted to survive, always ahead. Even though we were poor, they thought they were better than everybody. I was an unpredicted child, so they weren't expecting me, so they wanted to send me to the orphanage. But when they found out I was mutant, things changed desperately. To them, I was neither the cutest nor the youngest baby. I was a method of getting everything that I ever wanted. I have one older brother and sister, and I felt very upset seeing them interact happily with my parents. I never felt like I was family. It felt like they picked me up from the orphanage. To them, I wasn't a child, I was a money maker. There's one thing I forgot to tell you. My mom used her seventh chance before I was born for my sister. So my brother and sister couldn't talk to me for protection wise. And so I always grew up not talking to them. I never felt part of my own family. All I could do was watch from the sidelines like I was watching a sad movie. Even my father, who was the person that I could actually talk to, never spoke a word, never gave off warm energy. Even thinking about this, I can remember the emotions I had when I was younger. Since I was young, I was bullied for being poor, for not belonging to the family, and they would always say I was different from the rest. As I grow older and older, nobody seemed to care. I wasn't even bullied anymore. All the attention was gone, even if it was negative. Because of this, I couldn't develop any deep relationships. Talking to a lot of people means the relationship is always shallow. There's no level for growth and deep diving into what this person really feels. It's always on the surface. I've talked to a lot of people, but I never felt that any one of them was truly listening to my story. All of them expected that me would listen to their story, that they were the most important in this conversation. I was like a loner in a crowd. Nobody cared for me. The first time I committed a crime was when I was 18. I stood in front of my mother. I looked at her face, seemed very embarrassed. She was trying to look everywhere and not look at my face. I grabbed her shoulder, forced her to look me in my eyes, and I asked, "Do you love me?" And there was silence. After a moment, I couldn't feel anything in my hands. My mom. She disappeared without a sound of explosion. I couldn't hear anything from her. Even in this last moment, I kept wondering, why was she crying? Why didn't I get an answer? Why did I have to be born into this family? As you know, I'm a mutant, and I was eager to see if somebody could truly hear my voice, could truly see me as me, and not me being labeled as a mutant. To love me and even experience me, my existence. And that urge eventually developed to a level that drove me out of control. After the passing of my mom, I randomly chose my victims. I would go up to them, grab their attention, slowly but surely make them feel comfortable, and then I would start to talk to them. Slowly I could see the panic rising in their eyes, that fear, that thing I was after. Some of them even disappeared with the blink of an eye. They died. The victims. I wouldn't necessarily say I picked them. I just spot somebody in the crowd and randomly go up to them, see what happens. Oh, but I do remember one girl. She looked exactly like my sister. All the emotions I felt of my sister, my family, everything came up to me. So I walked up to her, talked to her. Her terrified face, it was pretty impressive. That's a difficult question to answer. On one hand, it's pretty sad. It's sad because I haven't talked to anyone for years. But looking back at the conversations I've had before being arrested, were these even conversations? I was totally ignored by my family, plus the mutant society. These were just daily hellos. You get what I mean. Everybody searches for someone who can listen to their story, but nobody wants to be the one that listens first. Such a weird society. Who would be the first person to listen to my story? I would rather choose to stay the rest of my life in prison. I do not care for these people, nor do they care for me. I've seen it before, and I don't want to experience it again.